Hello there, this is Arclath speaking, and you are currently looking at the very first session of Let's Roleplay, The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. I'll be taking you through all of the Elder Scrolls games in my time on YouTube, as well as some other games, but let's just focus on the Elder Scrolls for now. Some of you might wonder, why doesn't he start with Arena? Well, let me say it this way, that game is an abomination, and it's unplayable, at least to me, so bear with me. Maybe in the future, if some people request it, I might do it, but don't count on it. I'll also take you through the lore of the Elder Scrolls series, as there's a lot to it. Don't expect me to know all of it, because that would be the same as reciting the Bible by heart. Right, so let's get started. Please select your home province. Right, so we got High Rock, that's the Bretons, magical race. Hammerfall, Redguards, warriors. Skyrim, that's the Nords, also warriors. And you can't pick the Imperial race, by the way, at all. Doesn't work for some reason. Summer's Isle, or Alinor, that's the High Elven race. Also spellcasters, mainly Valenwood, that's a thief-like area, class set for the Bosmer race or the Wood Elves. Got Elsewhere, that's the Kashyyyk homeland. It's also mainly thieves, maybe some illusionary mages, I don't know. Black Marsh, also thieves, mages, you know. It's the Argonian homeland. And then Morrowind, which is the jack of all trades, the Dunmer, who can basically fit into mage, warrior, and thief pretty easily. That's the Dark Elves. We'll go with Dunmer mage this time. Dark Elves hail from the province of Morrowind. You are part of a tall, dark-skinned people known to be extremely strong, intelligent, and quick. They are extremely versatile in all manners of skills and well known as warriors and mages. Is your character a Dark Elf? Yes. Select thy character's gender. Male. Would you like to choose from a list of possible classes to play? You can choose to create your own character. Blah, 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 blah. Right, and generate your character's class by answering 10 questions to determine the class's most compatible to you. We'll be making our own custom class, since the mage archetype here is really bad. Really bad. So let's get going. Custom. Oops. Right, don't mind that. Primary skills, we want that as our main focus skills, of course. So we will go by destruction, which is damage dealing spells. Secondly, we will pick, I think we'll go for restoration for some healing spells. Yeah, should balance it. And then mysticism for some miscellaneous spells like levitate and so on. It becomes very vital in later stages of the game. Also want some dodging in case the enemy catches up on us. Very important if you don't have any defense otherwise. Critical strike is also good. I think it counts for both magic and melee, but don't put me up on it. We'll see. In case we will take a long blade in case our spells fail. And I also think Dark Elves have a skill point in blades anyway, but we'll see. Minor skills will of course take jumping, since the maze-like dungeons can be a bit tedious. Coupled with that, we would also want some running, as it adjusts your fatigue and so on. And some medical skill, at every time you sleep, that determines how much stuff you regain. We also want some alteration for some defensive magic. And some... what's that called? Thaumaturgy. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's also miscellaneous quests. And finally, we want to pick hand to hand, because sometimes metal and weapons can falter, and then it's nice to have a monk-like approach. Right, we're gonna set this over here, and we're gonna give ourselves a minus to agility, so we won't have that much skill in long blade as we would have liked. Also endurance, we want to go down, so we won't have that much health points. Maybe, I think that should be enough. personality will go down by, because that can become really boring. 25 maybe, it should be fine. Strength will go down by 10, 15 maybe. And luck, that's really useless. Bit of everything, bit of nothing. I think we'll actually set this up again by that. And finally speed will go down to 40. I have 100 points to spend. Gonna put a lot in intelligence for spell points. Alright, we can't go further than that right now. And willpower. Magic resistance and learning ability, I think. I think we'll go up by strength so we can carry more. And endurance maybe also. Agility for our long blade. Personality. That should do the trick. Right, next we want to choose some special advantages and disadvantages for our character. You can see here's the difficulty meter, which is basically difficulty and easy. We want to be around here since it's been a very, very long time since I've played the game, but that doesn't mean that it isn't a hard game neither, nevertheless. So let's get started with some disadvantages. I think that we will choose critical weakness to fire. Since we are Dunmer, we do have fire resistance. And we will also be picking it to diseases, since that can be cleansed with magic. Let's see, I also think we should have some forbidden material disadvantages because we are mage. Iron is logical, and also think steel will be logical. And you can see the sword here is dropping each time I add disadvantage. But also take orcish because it's heavy, I think. And one last would be dwarven. Finally, I think we should have a forbidden shield type. That should be tower shield since we are mage, we're not a juggernaut. Right, next up, I think we'll choose some advantages, don't you? I'd say immunity to paralysis is pretty good since there's some enemies, especially spiders, that can stun you. Ah, yes, increased magery. This is alpha omega if you're running a mage character, that you choose one of these. Third times is best, as it increases your spell points by quite a lot. And we don't usually have much of that in this game. We should also have a bonus to hit against humanoids, since that's what you encounter the most in the game. And also against undead, as we are sort of a good wizard, so we should have some kind of arch enemy. Right, I think that's a good standing point. Maybe... Yeah, I think that's good for now. We'll adjust this by adding up with our max hit points per level. That's basically just how many hit points you gain each time you level up. We want... Well, that was pretty well hit. 14 each time. Yep, damn good. Damn good indeed. We want some reputation scalers. We want to be friends with the scholars, which is attached to the mages guild, I think. By the way, these are the major, or well, general faction reputation scales. These aren't all of them. Under these, there's like the Mages Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and the merchants provide quests and talk. And peasants, that's good for obtaining information. Nobility, that's for very, what you would call it, advanced political intrigue. And underworld. I think that's the necromancers and the Manimarco and the Underking and all those. I think we'll go down by 2 here to balance it. We want to